What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James ThnxCya and welcome back today to Minecraft. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today we are going to be checking out the latest Minecraft Snapshot. This one is 20W11A. We're going to be seeing all of the new changes and stuff that have been added, and as well as that, we're also going to be checking out a few of the changes from last week's snapshot that we have yet to cover on the channel. So the cool thing about both of these snapshots is that they kind of like relate back to each other, and there's a few features from last week that kind of make a bit more sense in this week's. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys and girls are amazing. Where should we begin? Okay, so before we actually look at any of these changes, this was something that was added last week, so that would have been 20W10A. And one of the changes which, if you just drop into the Nether in the snapshot, the first thing you notice is that they've actually added brand new, like, ambience sound effects to each one of the biomes. So we're talking Nether Wastes here, we're talking Soul Sand Valley, we're talking both of the forests. Each one has its own unique set of sound effects, and oh my goodness, it makes the game so creepy. Like, really, really cool. I love the sound effects that they've added. I would say, like, just from flying around them, it's kind of difficult to describe. There's like lots of like ghostly shrieks and like clicks, and there's like static noises in this biome, which doesn't appear really in the other ones. The best way to experience it is really to jump in, but like the sound effects are amazing. Huge fan of the sound effect. Hey! What are you stealing? And yeah, basically just the sound effects are really cool. It's instantly made the Nether so much more creepy to like just be in. And yeah, we'll probably hear some of those sound effects in the background, but yeah, big fan of the sound effects. Anyway, so let's take a look at a change which has just been added, and as you can probably see here, in the background, we have these brand new plants, I guess. So these guys are called Twisting Vines, and yeah, they have been added into this sort of warp forest biome. They look amazing. They look so cool. You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of, it feels like the biome is now a little bit underwater. And I know that sounds kind of mad because obviously it's the Nether, but they kind of remind me of sort of like seaweed and sort of plant life stuff, which kind of floats from the top. So I think it kind of spawns roughly with the same mechanic as bamboo, because sometimes you'll find like one of these areas and you won't even find that many of them. But if you go to like other areas, there's just a bunch of them. Look at this. They're just growing all over the place. And you know what? I kind of like them. It's a bit weird that they grow on tops of the trees. Obviously, this is a snapshot, so that might change. But yeah, I really, really like them. So extra like plant life and, you know, to enhance any biome in Minecraft, I think is really, really good. So obviously, we're still waiting for those randomly generating structures. Hopefully, they're going to come at some point. But yeah, these are just cool. They're kind of aesthetic, but you can also grow them with bone meal. So yeah, look at that. Whoa, they go huge. Ooh, that gives me an idea. I wonder how high these things grow. Just out of curiosity. I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's see if we can. Do they grow indefinitely? Dude, they do. What? Wow. Okay. That's mad. I wasn't expecting that. So I don't know. I would assume, like, do they grow over time? I'm not 100% sure, but surely they're going to have some kind of cap. Or maybe they're just going to go mad. Look at that. That's mad. I love it. Right, okay, so next change up, this is also one that has just been added as of like yesterday. You now have, or we now have, a sort of a custom version of gold ore, which spawns in the Nether. So this is what it looks like. I really, really love the texture on this. I think it looks amazing, and this is quite simply gold. So we're going to mine some in a second. I'm actually not 100% sure. Hang on. How does it actually mine? So I've just got like just a standard gold pickaxe. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. So it kind of just comes in like blocks. So I was like reading up a little bit about the snapshot, and people were like a little bit disappointed that instead of having kind of like the normal way that gold is farmed, it's a shame that it doesn't shatter into like nuggets, because it kind of looks quite nuggety. And I think it would work like, this is what people were saying, it would work way more along the lines of what the piglins like backstory is, how they like love gold ingots and stuff like that. but yeah, like maybe the gold ingots are a little bit more difficult to find. So maybe you had to like mine this, get the nuggets, and then make the nuggets into ingots, and then you could barter them with the piglins. But yeah, I think these look really, really cool. I like them. We just smelt them and we get gold. So it's not actually like that uncommon to find this stuff. So what you can do is, like, this, obviously I've just spawned this in, but if we just have a little look around naturally, yeah, there we go. So this is a couple of bits and pieces that has just been generated naturally. So I think this is in pretty much all the biomes. Yeah, there we go. There's even more of it underneath here. There's even more of it down here. So it is not a rare resource in the Nether. And in theory, if you really, really wanted to get a bunch of gold, the Nether is going to be a good place to find it. Oh, geez, look at this party under here. Okay, so next up, this was the feature that was introduced last week, but I actually think is really, really cool. This is the first time that I've properly seen it, and essentially what they've done is they have added the ability to craft these two brand new blocks. So yeah, check this out. What we actually do is we grab our stem blocks, you know, so we can get these in both of the forests, and then quite simply, if we do like just a 4-piece like that, boom, we get a new block, which is called hyphae. So yeah, we can just do it like this. You use 4 of the blocks, and you get 3 of them back in return, and this is what they look like when they're placed. Now, here's the thing. These things, they look pretty cool, but they're kind of... I don't know. I don't really know if there's many like opportunities where you could use these in a build. They do have kind of like a glowing texture. Do you see that? So I feel like if you're doing like a sci-fi build or something creepy, these are going to be amazing. But the good news is you can actually strip these guys, and I think they look amazing. I love these stripped versions, especially in these 2 colors. And I think these blocks, along with the wood blocks, are going to work really, really well together. Ah, okay, here's a cool one. So this is something that got added like literally yesterday, and there is now a brand new enchantment which you can place on boots. So this is now all to do with essentially moving through the Nether, and especially if you find the Soul Sand Valley biome. So essentially this is a new enchantment called Soul Speed, and as you may have guessed, this actually increases the speed that you can walk on soul sand and soul soil. So you can stick these to any different types of boots. Like, we're going to try these out in just a second, but it's quite cool because if you have the Soul Speed enchantment on your boots and you're walking on like soul sand or soul soil, yes, you move quicker, but there's a trade-off, and it's because basically if you have these, your boots will deteriorate the more you actually walk on the soul sand or soul soil. So you've kind of got like a trade-off. You're going to have like better durability. You're going to have to maybe repair your boots, but you're going to also be able to move quicker across the Soul Sand Valley. So yeah, this crafting book, I just got these from the creative inventory. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 here, but you can only actually, I think, obtain this enchanted book from bartering, which I think is really, really cool. A huge bonus to being able to barter with the piglins, and I thought we'd give that a little go. So let me go and grab just like a bunch of gold ingots. Let me go and find some little piggy boys. Oh, on second thoughts, I might as well just bring some piglins for a holiday. Yeah, do you guys like this biome? Okay, hey. Oh, do they not like Enderman? Or maybe they do like Enderman, I don't know. I've never seen them interact before. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, what I wanted to do here is I basically just wanted to do like a little bit of bartering with these guys to see if we can actually get this enchanted book. So I don't know how long it's going to take particularly. Okay, there we go. So we got some thingies here, some fire charges. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, okay, this is one of the new things. So I'm in my 4th trade now, and they've actually given me a bunch of iron nuggets. So I think this was added in last week's snapshot to actually give you the ability for iron nuggets to come as like a barter, which is kind of a strange barter, but at the same time, that's actually pretty good. That's a decent amount of iron nuggets, I think. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so on trade number 7, whoa, we got Soul Speed 3 from a piglin barter. So you know what, I actually really, really like the idea of you have to barter with these guys in order to get this enchantment. I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and try it out in just a second. But before we do, just a couple of extra little bits and pieces. Now, in order, so we have like the Nether-y upgrading for the diamond weapons, which I think, well, the diamond gear basically, which I think we saw in the first snapshot for 1.16. But now just like a little feature, I guess, if you actually want to upgrade your like, you know, diamond thing to a netherite, you have to use a smithing table to do this. So you can see here that this is a smithing table, and when we do that, it actually gives us our netherite item. So this is kind of just like a single use thing for the smithing table, but I guess that's just how it's going to be. So you have to use the smithing table. And just very quickly before we go and check out the soul sand boots, for some reason Minecraft have decided that the hoe is now going to be the most useful item in the nether. I'm not too sure why. But yeah, basically just a couple of things about the hoe. They've made it so that the hoe is the most efficient tool to harvest a bunch of different items. So there's a few random ones. So for example, hay bales, which obviously you can use in the overworld. Target blocks. I don't know why. I guess maybe technically they're made out of hay. Dried kelp. You've got the shroom lights here in the nether, and you've got these both different types of the block. What are they called? Netherwort type blocks. So these are, you know, these kind of like, I guess, leaves. But the most efficient way to harvest these now is by using a hoe, and they've also introduced the fact that you can add some enchants to a hoe. So, well, you could always do that technically, but now you can add, here we go, you can add fortune, you can add efficiency, and you can also add silk touch. So essentially, if you want to come here and you want to grab a bunch of these netherwort blocks for like a build or something, the hoe is going to be the way forward. If you want to harvest your shroom lights and various other bits and pieces, the hoe is going to be the most efficient way to actually now harvest them. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and like just find a soul sand valley basically, and I want to just check out these different boots and kind of see what's going on. So I've deliberately put the slowest one on the gold boots because I kind of want to see like how quick they deteriorate basically. I've not done any other enchantments, like literally just soul speed. And then, yeah, I just want to see how quickly we actually move across any kind of soul sand. So ideally we want to pick a place which is not going to instantly kill us. Let's go this way. Hey, okay, this'll do. Nice. So yeah, I would say, like what we mentioned on from the very beginning of the video, the Soul Sand Valley probably has like the creepiest sound effects these days. They're really weird. There's kind of like lots of ghoulish, like sort of distant screams and stuff. It's really, really creepy. It just works so well with the nether. Like, I'm super impressed by the sound effects, especially. But anyway, let's go and check out these boots. So, yes, if in doubt, change it to peaceful. Okay. Oh, jeez. You know, one thing that I really hate is I don't know why so, like, back in the day, if you wanted to change between, like, creative mode and, like, survival mode and stuff, you literally just typed in, like, game mode 1 for creative, game mode 0 for survival, and then game mode 2 for, like, adventure or something. And it was so much quicker than typing out the whole thing manually. It just annoys me. I don't know why. Anyway, so what we're going to do is let's test these out. So these are the gold boots with, actually, you know what, let's take off the boots to begin with. So this is me not sprinting or anything. This is me just walking. And as you can see, it's pretty much what you would expect. Now, if we go and put on the gold boots, it's already much quicker. It almost feels like I'm sprinting or something like that, but I'm not. I'm literally just holding down the button. I've not double-clicked it or anything. And you can see here that we're moving much quicker with even just Soul Sand 1. Oh, and there's a particle effect. I forgot to mention that. Look at this. Look at the particles. Hang on. Can you see them? They're kind of like, how's best to look? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's kind of like these weird little blue ghosty things that come out as a particle effect. Really, really nice. And as you can see there, the boots are slowly deteriorating. So you know what? Even with gold boots, I was expecting them to maybe fall apart much, much quicker. But to be honest, not a huge amount has come off. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's go and change to these diamond boots here. We've got Soul Speed 2. Once again, it's just slightly quicker. We can even sprint here as well. But you can see here that for Soul Sand, we are moving so much quicker. I just love the particle effect. Very cool. Okay, and then the final one here, we've got some netherite boots. I've got Soul Speed 3, and we move even quicker once again. So effectively, we are walking right now, but it kind of feels like we're sprinting. And then if we start sprinting, we move really, really quick. So this is an amazing way to like get across the soul sand areas, I guess. And yeah, I think that if you're going to go into the nether, trying to get this enchantment, I think is going to be really good. Yeah, I like this one. Very cool. To be honest, though, the particle effect's my favorite bit. Very nice. I like it. So I think, unfortunately, for like the main changes in these past 2 snapshots, that is pretty much about it. I'm kind of expecting like a pretty big snapshot at some point, but to be honest, we've had so much cool stuff already. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely more. There has to be some structures, right? I just think so. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, also one thing that I want to mention is that every single time you jump into a snapshot, and I've kind of noticed this as I've been doing these videos, it always kind of feels like they might be like slowly tweaking and changing how the biomes actually like spawn in. So one thing that I have noticed is that the biomes are huge. So the first time we actually went and sort of looked for like the warped area, which is, you know, all the green stuff, it was quite hard to find. And there was only like small pockets, but for some reason in this particular seed, it's massive. It just goes on for so long. So yeah, I don't know. I'd kind of like a little bit more variety. I don't just want like the same biome endlessly. And that's kind of what it feels like right now. But obviously, because this is a snapshot, I'm sure those things will change. They'll probably get like the biome spawn rate tweaked or whatever. But yeah, some really nice changes. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please remember to poke me in that like button. And if you are not yet subscribed, go for it, because we do Minecraft on fun. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It's been such a pleasure. As always, thanks. And see ya.